The Mets really haven't been good for a few years, and that's probably not going to change. But you gotta love that fan base, how passionate they are, and how they live and die with their team. The Nationals, hapless ball club. Really, not much good to say about them. I mean, Strasburg will be on the DL within the first month of the season, and who knows if he'll ever come back. But it'd be nice to see that team play 500 ball, but it's just not going to happen. All right, and my wild card winners. We have the rule change this season. The wild card has gotten even more complicated. There's actually 2 wild card teams from each league, so 4 total. The 2 wild card teams from the AL face off for a 1-game playoff to see who gets into the postseason we're all used to. And then the same goes for the NL. And my picks: Red Sox over the Rangers in the AL in the wild card playoff, and then I like the Braves over the D-backs in the NL wild card playoff. And I like those wild card teams to go all the way to the World Series, because that's the type of guy I am. I'm just a bit of a wild card. I like the Red Sox to take it all, take the whole thing over the Braves. Just really like the Sox this year. I think Bobby V's really going to get that team going, and I believe they're already motivated after all that off-season drama. And I think they're ready to just put that behind them. I don't even really think it was too much sweat off their back, but I still think it put a chip on their shoulder where they want to prove to everyone that this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we were drinking in the clubhouse. We can still go out and win games, and especially after the collapse last year too. This team is the collapse last year where they missed the playoffs because the Rays knocked them out with a nice run at the end of the season. This team couldn't be any more motivated, and I think that motivation will take them all the way through the season to a World Series title. Alright, some individual awards, predictions. Manager of the Year, a very underrated award. Guess who? Bobby V. I know it's his first year with the team, but I just really like the guy, and I think he's really a baseball genius and just knows how to pull the strings, knows how to demand respect from his players, while still keeping things relatively loose in the clubhouse. But you gotta love Mike Scioscia as well. He does some great things with the Angels, as I mentioned earlier. And I think guys like Albert Pujols and Jared Weaver help him to look good, but he's certainly a good manager as well. And Jim Leyland, when he's not smoking cigarettes in the tunnel, he knows how to manage that team. No, I don't really have a problem with him smoking in the tunnel. It's kind of old school. But yeah, he knows how to manage the Tigers, and he'll take them to an AL Central title again this year. Bruce Bochy, I like to win Manager of the Year in the NL. I love his decision to try and keep Posey healthy all year by not allowing him to block the plate on potential collisions. And I think he's going to carry his team to, I think Bochy's going to carry the Giants to an NL West title and win Manager of the Year. With Charlie Manuel close behind, because I believe he's going to carry a banged-up Phillies team to an NL East title. And then Freddie Gonzalez with the Braves. I think they're going to have a great year, and he'll be in the running for Manager of the Year. Your Cy Young winners. This is a bold prediction for the AL. I'm well aware of that. And it's very competitive. Not pictured as CC Sabathia will be in the running as well, but I like David Price this year to take the Cy Young. I think he's just going to have a lights-out year. His problem in the past has been consistency, and I think this is the year where he pieces together consistent starts to the point where he's almost a 20-game winner, if not a 20-game winner, and really has a solid whip in ERA. So I just have a gut feeling about him this year. But obviously, Verlander and Weaver will not make it easy for him to win the Cy Young. Those two guys are fantastic. In the NL, not so much a bold prediction. I like Roy Halladay, the Doc. You gotta like the Doc. Just probably the best pitcher in the game. It's really not much debating that. Certainly one of the best. Clayton Kershaw will have another phenomenal year, and he'll be in the running for Cy Young. And then Halladay's teammate, Cliff Lee, 16 wins last year. I expect that to increase this year. Seems like a low total because he always pitches deep into the game and always keeps his team in it. But he certainly got roughed up a few times last year and just was involved in some weird games where he just got no decisions. For MVPs, I like Agon for the Sox. You gotta love Fenway. It's largely a hitter's ballpark and really plays well to Adrian Gonzalez. He hits for power to the opposite field better than any left-hander in the game. And obviously the Green Monster, all he has to do is flick it over there and he's got a home run. So he's going to produce big time this year as he did last year. And I think he's going to take the MVP as he leads his team to a World Series title. Pujols, I don't think I need to say much about him. I don't think he's going to miss a beat in the league transition from the NL to the AL. If anything, he'll play even better in the AL. He'll have some days where he gets to DH and doesn't have to worry about first base. But yeah, he's going to tear up the American League. There's no doubt about it. Robinson Cano will be in the MVP race. I think he's really the most important offensive player in the Yankee lineup. It would be A-Rod, but he just hasn't been reliable and constantly injured. And I think Cano's that guy that really needs to step up, along with guys like Granderson, Swisher. Everybody needs to step up when guys like A-Rod are down, but I think the main guy is Cano. And in the NL, another bold prediction, but I think Buster Posey is going to come back with a vengeance this year and just light it up defensively, offensively, and I think he's going to be the central team leader for the Giants and take them to the NL West title. Joey Votto is going to put up gaudy numbers in Cincinnati, that tiny Great American ballpark, so he'll be in the running for MVP. And then Ryan Braun, he would have been my pick for MVP, but the Brewers just aren't going anywhere, and that always factors in how well your team is. If you're not on a winning team, you're probably not going to win MVP unless you just have ridiculously good numbers. But Braun will have good numbers, but I don't believe they'll be great, and I don't believe that team will win, so he's not going to win the MVP. And this is probably my favorite story. So preseason here, we have the Florida Marlins have now become the Miami Marlins, and you gotta love their new logo. They got a fancy new stadium. I'm really excited about this team, and I hope you are too. They got Ozzie Guillen as their manager, and I'm sure all you Sox fans and Chicago fans know all about Ozzie's antics. And personally, I love watching his interviews and press conferences, and you gotta and well, there's something to be said about his unfiltered, uncensored comments, but I was going to say you have to respect it, but you certainly don't. But there's something to be said about Ozzie. He's quite a character, and he's got some talent to work with. First and foremost, Jose Reyes, just a phenomenal shortstop. The key thing with him is health. He needs to stay healthy, and he will just light it up in Miami. It's also interesting, Mark Burley has followed Ozzie to Miami. So those two know each other probably better than either of them would like. And then we have Giancarlo Stanton, a.k.a. Mike Stanton. And what I want to know is, when you have a name like Giancarlo, why you'd walk around calling yourself Mike. Okay. If my name was Giancarlo Patrick Christopher, there's no way I would ever introduce myself as Pat. You have a one-of-a-kind name like Giancarlo, which guarantee you gets all the ladies. I mean, all you have to do is introduce yourself. And obviously, he's not a bad-looking guy. The guy's stacked, and he plays in Major League Baseball. But you don't call yourself Mike when you got a name like Giancarlo. It's like going out for a hamburger when you got prime rib at home. I just don't understand it, but he came to his senses, and now he's Giancarlo, as he should have always been. So I wish Giancarlo good luck this season, and I wish all of you good luck with your fantasy teams and whoever you may be rooting on, whether it's the White Sox or Cubs or any other team. And I thank you all for tuning in to my video, and I hope you keep on with your comments on Superfans Unlimited. We really appreciate your participation, and just keep it up, because we're the super fans.